All right, thank you for staying with us. We're still looking at our story of Sally Sue, a tricyclist in Kano, who was gifted 4 women as a gift because of his honest display of returning an amount, 15 million naira, to a customer of his who entered his tricycle and forgot that money, and then he took it back to the owner. Now he's been gifted 4 women, amongst other gifts, as gifts. I have to emphasize that. And, you know, we have praised his virtue of honesty and his parents for doing that. But you can join the conversation and call us on 081-0764-1679 or 090-24-163-440. Or you can tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag #YourViewOnTVC. We have, you know, praise is honesty. Now, let's look at the issues of the gift. Okay, we have a caller on the line. Okay, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right, go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, my contribution goes to the first lady there who was condemning the knot. It's unfortunate. These 4 women were a gifted item to, a gift to the guy, Mr. Lisi. It's up to him to accept the gift or not. But just to get the conclusion and saying it is the way of the Lord, I think that is a mistake. I think it's an unguarded remark. The person that does what about understood and tried to know the facts. What did he accept the or not and things like that? But just don't get and then condemning the whole set of people. It's not only in the north that they
unfortunately, Musa, your line is muffled. We can't really hear you clearly. But one thing you established is the fact that we shouldn't generalize that it's the way of Northerners gifting their children or daughters to people. So
marrying.
She mentioned that the religion allows them marry 4 women. That was what she said, if I got you correctly. That the religion allows them to marry 4 women, especially when you have the capacity to do so. That is what their holy book says. So she did not generalize that it is the way of Northerners, but that the religion allows them marry 4 women if they have the capacity to do so. Please, let's establish that. And, all right, you can still call us if you want to, but we're talking about the issues.
Okay, so having 4 women for a 22-year-old, I think that even the people that gifted him the 4 women, I would say that maybe they were expecting him to, they don't mean well for him, personally. In this day and age, you gift a 22-year-old person 4 women. You are not gifting him. You are impoverishing him. That's the way I see it. Because as it is with where Nigeria is, even as a rich person, handling the responsibilities of one woman and the family that would ensue from that woman is a whole lot. And for a young person to now be put into, from being single to 4 is a whole lot. And the beautiful thing is you are offered, is a gift. You can say, thank you very much. I'm happy to decline. Especially because I don't even know these women. These women are being brought to me based on a marriage agency, which means that they are...
No, the person who is in charge of the agency says 2 of his daughters are part of those women. So let's quickly take Stephen from London. Stephen, go ahead with your contribution. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, ladies. Good morning. Well done. Veronica, well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, my take on the topic at hand is we cannot overemphasize of the place of integrity in this discussion. The young man has demonstrated honesty, integrity, and as such, we should give it a admiration. The greatest problem of Nigeria is dishonesty. I will expect the state government to be so involved, set up a trust fund for this young man. I will expect the northern elite to be so involved and interested in this matter to help the young man to know that the way of women is not the correct way,
Stephen? Oh, Stephen, I would have loved to hear.
There are
where
many
you were
Nigerians
headed.
that are like this
But,
now.
of course.
There are many. So I think they've done enough, not
And
creating trust fund or all those ones.
But
I think that that's another a better way to put the reward system. If we're not just thinking in the immediate, think of the long-term goal to help such an individual.
build capacity.
Capacity.
They've given him
Because-
try.
Yeah,
No, that's
Give him
not
another
enough.
tricycle.
No, yes, they're giving him tricycle, right? I know. But then there should be a long-term goal
yes.
that will help him because, yes, he has 400,000 naira right now. What can he do to turn over much more out of that 400,000 naira that he has gotten? Are we looking at educating him as well? That's a critical aspect for me. He needs to build capacity at this point. Take him to school. Now, this is my own perspective. Send him to school, give him scholarship.
yes.
I believe that will be a good one for him because I think from one of the reports, he's a dropout or he hasn't even gone to school, so to speak. Give him something that that will enlighten his mind. If you have women for him, if your daughters are still if he says, okay, he wants to go with your
Two
daughter.
daughters.
Wait, nah. If he says he wants to go with one or two of your daughters, can you just keep them somewhere, send them to school, if they haven't gone to school, while he goes to school, develop capacity, or he learns a trade. If you're saying, okay, at this point at 22, my daughters cannot wait for too long, as it is, encourage the parents with something that they can do as well, just build capacity across the board for everyone such that there is a long-term goal for them. Nobody is depending on the government for gifts from people, well-meaning Nigerians. It's a good thing to give gifts, so forgive me. But
Oye was saying that in the story she gave, she said that he went home, his mother told him to go back. So that means that this person is actually still even under his parents, yes.
I know,
That's they live communal.
They have a communal lifestyle. Often
So if he marries the 4 wives, they would all come to the...
Sometimes, so we have Muhammad on the line.
Is he generalizing?
We're not generalizing.
We're not generalizing.
Muhammad from Gombe, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, my data.
Right?
Oh, is that time?
Please call back.
Please call back. Please call back. So they have a communal lifestyle, like you were saying, where it's a huge compound. Everybody has their rooms. Just live with each other. They enjoy communal living as it is.
Is it always the same?
It's not always the same. It's not always the same. I'm just saying that, but they have that. Okay. It's a common thing amongst them. And so because he is still living with his parents, perhaps they could just say, okay, take this part of the house. You and your family, or they give you another place to stay. But Damola, you have something to say?
Yes, I was going to contribute to the trust fund suggestion that you made, because the House of Assembly, I think the members of the House of Assembly are saying that they would contribute a portion of their salaries to sponsor this guy. I think to give him a scholarship or to encourage him some more. So we are really looking forward to the capacity building for this guy. But my worry, though, is this man that wants to give his two daughters. So what if he chooses the two? Is that not a sin? Because I'm checking now to see what,
Can a man marry two sisters?
Two sisters. And it says it is not permitted to be married to a woman.
I think we should soft pedal on
maybe I shouldn't delve into it, but I'm wondering.
And what the religion and all of this. Let's just leave and focus on the issues. But then we have Bright from Agor Palace. Bright, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Morning.
Okay, first of all, I want to say this. I like to praise the young man in question. It takes personality for you to do that. It takes who you are. That's trust. That's honesty for you to be that person.
Yeah.
Returning such huge amount of money in this time.
Yeah.
What the nation what is going on in the nation now. Now, concerning what was given to him, the gift, women, like there's a caller that called in before now.
Yeah.
He mentioned about the women. I think that's the religion. The religion will permit you to do certain things. I want to believe when the when he returns the money to the man in question, out of excitement and out of joy, and for them to have seen that this guy indeed won.
Right, Bright. Unfortunately, network had to interrupt. But if you can call back, do call back. We need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll continue our conversation here. Just stay with us. All right, thank you for staying with us. We're still looking at this matter of Sally Sue and his very many gifts. But you can join the conversation and call us on 081-0764-1679 or 090-241-63440, or you can tweet to us using the TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewOnTVC. Now, Tope, you mentioned something earlier that reminds me of SDG Goals 5, talking about gender equality, empowering women so that we can get, by 2030, we can achieve the matters of gender equality, SDG goals. And the UN has even said that no country is inching close. Wow. With issues like this, one will wonder how far are we coming when we're talking about empowering women. Because when women are empowered, we'll not see them as items, like you mentioned.
Gifted.
You'll not see them as things to be gifted, because you know that she can make decisions on her own. And you would not even dare to say that to her. Educating the woman, which is part of the empowerment, enlightening her, giving her what is necessary as it is. And Nigeria is also part of those countries that have not even come close. Yes, we have policies, we have laws, but we are not coming any close to achieving that, ladies. Let's talk.
Being a woman in Nigeria being a woman in the world is tough. Being a woman in the world is tough, especially coming from the fact that there is a whole lot, like it feels like you don't own your life, you don't own your body. You get married and you are expected to give birth and pause your life to have the children. You say, okay, I've had 2 children, I want to continue my life. You don't have a choice. If the man says you have 10 children, you will have 10. If he says you have 1, you have 1. Yes. If you have women, he can say, if you have girls, he can say he wants boys. Being a woman
make a decision on your own.
Even as you rise high. I was talking to someone yesterday, Tonyo Nigbanjo was saying that even if a woman becomes president and she has a child, she'll still be the one to take the child to work. Because she was telling the child, they said, she will carry the baby to work with her, or carry the baby to school. She was like, this baby, I've packed the bag. Everything she needs is in the bag. But I and my husband are both going to work. I have to go to factory, to different meetings. My husband is going to be in the office all day. But it doesn't even cross his mind to say, let me carry the child to work because I'll be in one place while you are going from place to place, because it is a woman's responsibility
to do all of that.
Okay. So it is tough.
Being a woman in this part of the world. Anyway, let's quickly hear from Jimo from Shomolu. Jimo, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes. My contribution is this. In 1976, I think something of that nature happened. Somebody from Ibadan, precisely, I think, returned millions of naira then, and I think the wife immediately divorced him. The stigmatization is so huge. But at the end, I think the government took it over and they compensated him. I was told that the woman came back. That is life anyway. The other, for that one, that man, I think there is nothing bad in getting married to one. I believe the person that presented 2 is not expecting him to marry the 2, but to pick one out of them, whatever wish. But I believe that compensation should be coming, encouragement should be coming from the government of that state, especially, as well as those ones that are saying that they want to help from the House of Assembly or Rep or whatever, so as to motivate our children, our young ones today, that it pays to be honest. Honesty, it pays to be honest, because honesty is the best legacy that somebody can do. That's my own contribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jimo, for this perspective. I like the history part. Where
Took us back.
Yes, it's good, but then the aspect of the wife having to divorce the man, you know, I'm wondering if the person who was trying to offer him, you know, a gift at the time did not realize that he already had a woman or he had a wife. So
No. He said the wife divorced because he returned the money. Like, how can you return
that
money?
amount?
Yes, that was why there was a divorce. But generally,
honestly, yes.
The SDG goal that we're talking about before the call came in, we're far from it concerning equality and women. I don't really think that, I'm not one to clamor for equality between husband and wife. Husband and wife are not equal. They have different roles. Yeah. However, man and woman in the place of work, in the place of opportunities, in the place of earning, it should be equal. I shouldn't go and apply for a job and I'm offered less than a man to do the same job because I'm a woman. I shouldn't have less opportunities. My parents shouldn't have to pick that a man should, the boy should go to school and the girl should stay at home because... But that is happening in Nigeria. Yes. We're very far. So those are the things that when we talk about gender equality, those are the things we're discussing. Because at no point would anybody ever say they want to reward a woman and decide to gift the woman a man as husband. It will never happen. No, if you say this woman is very hardworking, let us gift you a husband.
So honest.
If she's so honest, we gift you a husband. It will never happen. Yes. But we have cases where they gift, take my daughter. Oh, God, you are so nice. Let me give you my daughter.
It's
Why?
the society we are in, patriarchal society. That is what we have found ourselves. But then we'll continue this conversation. We have Hassan calling from Yobe. Hassan, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Please, what I want to know first about this issue is that who offered him these 4 women to marry in Kano?
Okay, so there's an association, Abi. Give us a matchmaking body that said that they were going to give him, they offered him 10 women, but that they will gift him 4 out of the 10 women. And the chairperson, I think, of the association says 2 of his daughters are part of those 4 women that they intend to gift him.
So, honestly speaking, my advice to him is that don't let him agree with this such kind offer. What I will advise him is to ask the association to help him with 4 million instead of 4 women. Let him commence with the business. After he becomes capacitated, he will start by marrying 1 woman before going to that position. I'm not advising him to do that because he will become like a man. I hope you are understanding me.
Yeah, we are following you.
If you look at the situation we are now in this country and the world generally, how could him get a 4 women as young as far as concerned? So I'm not advising him to accept this offer. Let them assist him with 4 million instead of 4 women to start business, so that he can afford it. Start from one pen.
Well, it's a matchmaking organization, and I guess it is what they have that they are offering him as it stands. But it's a good suggestion that you have made, right?
It's the Kano State Matchmaking Marriage Association. Yes,
Kano State Marriage Matchmaking Association. But he is saying they should give him 4 million instead of 4 women. Well, let them decide that.
Let me, you know, you had mentioned that we hardly see women being gifted men as
I knew that will excite you.
It just reminded me of a story that I saw, I think about some weeks ago. I had to Google it up to confirm. You know, in Niger, there's a tribe called the Wodabe tribe, and their males are allowed to steal other people's wives. So it's called the Wodabe Wife Stealing Festival. And they would look good. So the men of this tribe are considered to be very vain. So they're always carrying mirrors around because they wear makeup, they look good.
Wow.
And there's a festival where they can display themselves for women to come and pick. Yes, to come and pick the most attractive or who they feel they like. And even if you are somebody's wife, you can still participate in the festival, though. And if you choose the man, they don't care. The man becomes your second husband. So a lot of men do not even want their women to participate in that festival because they don't want their wives to be stolen.
There are many cultures like that.
We have Prince calling from Kaduna. Prince, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution, please.
Good morning,
morning,
ladies.
Morning.
I really enjoy your program.
Thank you.
I just want to have a word to the matter regarding the young man that was gifted with 4 wives and the rest of it. I want us to know that the euphoria of this, or whatever he has done, will soon evaporate.
Right.
And very soon, hardly will anybody remember that again.
Yes.
But the 4 wives will be there with the challenge of the young man. And that young man with the 2 tricycle or whatever, they can, even with their 10 tricycle, they can break down. And the ladies will have to be going one by one. And within a short time, these guys will be frustrated and we just do not like the situation again. And right to the young man sometimes that called that talking about North. I've been in the North for quite a while. And I know that we don't need to start generalizing and trying to, regionalizing every point in life. Because I have been here and I know what is happening here. And I can tell anybody what is actually happening here.
Right.
When you were talking about tribal marks and the rest of it, I think whether your program or the earlier program, it was specifically tied to the Southwest. And nobody took an offense because you are just honest, reviewing what is going on and letting us know we need to educate ourselves. That we should not look at everything from the tribal and the rest angle. And this is what is worrying us in the country. This young man will be miserable later with this type of gift. That is all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prince, for your contribution. It's been very interesting with this last statement talking about sensitivity to statements that has to do with religion, with tribe, ethnicity and all. We recall how things were leading up to the election and afterwards where we were having profiling and all, but that's not the case at this point. We're just looking at the issues. The issues, that's what we're looking at. And remember, you can join the conversation and call us on 081 0764 1679 or 090 6344, or you can tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourView on TVC. Damola, you were talking about something, the tribe in Niger.
Yes, I've already given you the meat of the gist. It's actually a tribe in Niger.
We cannot have that in Nigeria. I can beat my chest to tell you that that cannot happen in Nigeria.
So sad. Maybe they're not as exposed yet, too, because, they say we have like 250. It's exposure. When you were speaking about these SDGs, I saw a report on statistica.com that talks about the rate of educational attainments worldwide by females. And that's an important conversation because we see that it's not only in Nigeria that we have these issues. We see that it's a global problem.
Right.
And so as women rise or aspire to have education, we see that there's a decline in the percentage of women that go to school. So for primary, we see that females that go to school is 88%. Okay. By the time you
just hold on the thoughts, please. We have Dio from Ogun State hanging on the line. Dio, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Please, what I just want to say about this kind of situation is that this particular man, he should not be inclined with wife at this point in time. Yes. He should not be inclined on wife right now.
Okay.
What he should be inclined right now is to have a very good life, to have a good job, to feed himself. And for that, after that, he's going to see a very good wife to marry. At this point in time, as we all used to say, ma, there is time for everything.
Absolutely.
And it is God Almighty that used to give us what we want. It is not people. I'm not saying it is because of the money they give to him or anything like that, ma. But at this point in time, we should just focus, look for a very good job. That's the scenario, ma. Because even if he marry one of the wives like that, ma, when the money finishes, they will run away. That is the scenario. But once it's inclined, but once it's balanced, he has a good job. He waits for his time, looks for a very good job, and with that, a very good wife will come his way automatically.
Right. Thank you, Daya, for your contribution. Well, the person or the chairperson of the association might be asking, are you saying my daughters are not good ladies that can play the roles of a good wife at the end of the day? He might be asking that question because he's offering his daughters. We do not know the training he has given them, so we cannot necessarily say whether they are not good or good enough. You were saying something.
Yeah. So the statistics, yes, in primary school, we find out that 88% of females go to school. By the time they get to secondary school, it drops to 66%. Tertiary institutions, it now drops to 41%. So we see that more women are now left with the option of just settling, you see, and for parents that don't want their children to be burdens on them, they just pass them over. On. Yes. So the statistics says it's a global problem.
It is.
So it's not just in Nigeria or in Africa.
Absolutely.
And this is by statistica.com.
Absolutely. We have that burden. I am very interested in this conversation of educating young ladies and young women. We've had stories. We were talking over behind the scene about a story that I did at some point about a young lady who was so interested in going to school. She was living in Makoko. And I got to know her through my husband who did a story on her. And then I did that story. And then eventually she got a scholarship because her mom was selling fish in Makoko, so she wasn't empowered to send her daughter to school at the time. And the girl decided, okay, she'll be a teacher in a secondary school. But because of the stories we did, she got a scholarship at the end of the day. And she went to Benson Idahosa University, where she graduated with a first class.
Oh, wow.
Yes, she graduated with the first class, and she was celebrated when she returned. Yeah. And so it begs the question of how are we helping young girls? Yes, we know that there are some organizations who are identifying these young girls, trying to help them, but I think it is not enough. We need to do much more, because stories like this, you begin to wonder, okay, are these girls in schools, these persons that are being offered as a gift? If they were in schools, are you then pulling them out of school to get them married as it is? Do they have ambition? Are we going to kill the ambition because we want to just satisfy or give them off as gifts, so to speak? And it is not just about this particular person now. Yes. We have some other persons, several scenarios where we hear fathers offer their daughters as down payment.
Hey.
You've not heard that story?
There are people, I have heard when you are put as collateral.
Yes.
Collateral, like, borrow me this money, keep my daughter and borrow me money. So if you cannot pay, the daughter
you marry the daughter off. Yeah. She becomes a second, whatever number.
And that happens.
It happens.
It happens within Nigeria.
I think in the South, we've had stories where they give their daughters as down payment or collateral, like she mentioned, for maybe you borrowed monies, you didn't have money at the time, and all you had is your daughter. You offer them as, no matter the age, they could be babies. They could be at the teenage age, it could be between the age of 5, whatever the age, they hand them over as payments for maybe monies borrowed or anything.
We can't solve this problem until we begin to see women as human beings that are contributing
to the society.
When you see that this woman, this girl that you are about to ship off into, that you feel like I'm freeing myself. I'm not freeing myself. I am releasing her to become a solution to problems here. Like this, my daughter can be the next person that is solving the next cancer. My daughter might be the one that is going to build the bridge, the hospital. My daughter is going to take us to the moon. My daughter is going to take poverty out of our community.
Oh, yes.
We don't know, when we start seeing our daughters, our women, as solutions to our problems and not just a problem to our household. We're not seeing women as extra mouths to feed or extra space in my house that is lying on the bed. We start seeing them as an opportunity, a solution, then we value them more and we're going to get more advantage.
And that's the word, value. Value. We have James calling from Mile 12. James, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I like the program that I've been showing up this morning.
Thank you.
So, on the side of the man that returned 15 million naira, and he was given 400,000 as a compensation from the owner. So I think the owner of that money, what the person gave to him wasn't good enough. Because I thought of it, I said, okay, wow, so we still have such people like that in Nigeria that can have the mind to return such money, even with the economic
James, wait, please. So if you had found that money, are you saying you wouldn't have returned it?
I would have, but it's hard. Speaking, to be frank, it's hard to so many persons. So that in that case, I was saying that such person, the owner of that money, that what the person gave to him wasn't good enough. At least from 15 million naira, he would have at least extended her to, even if it is 500,000 or 1 million, then he has a lot of change. Because considering the economy of Nigeria now, to start business with 400,000
But do you know if the person had something he wanted to do with that money and it was only 400,000 naira, he was able to release to this Salisu?
Well, I'm speaking on my own. This is the suggestion to me.
I know. We are just having a conversation, James.
Yes.
I know,
I
yes.
said it's more to me personally. If I am the one, I will extend hand more. I will give the person more money because that, considering what can he do, what meaningful business can he start with such money? And again, I'm now talking about the 10 women that were given to him to choose for. And the economy of Nigeria, though that is just a choice, he has his own choice to make. He may decide to choose one, he may decide to choose 4, or maybe less than that. But to me, if I am the one, to feed one woman these days is not even easy. Talk of feeding 4. So he has his own choice to make. He's adult, he's matured to make his choices. So he would rather choose as many as he wants. But if I'm the one, I will just choose one to start from there. And I really say bravo to that man because he really tried. He really tried. To be frankly speaking, he really tried.
Yeah.
So, and I encourage him. I wish, though, even if he didn't receive much on this one, God has ways of doing things. Maybe this is just a starting point of his.
Thank you.
That if James was in that situation, in my opinion, he's not going to return the money.
No, but he has said
he will.
Let's take his word for it.
May we not be tested beyond our...
Then I think that's buttressing what James said. So he may be thinking that if you had lost the old 15 million, what would you be saying? You now found it's now only 400,000. You are able
400,000 is not only.
I mean, I'm just explaining on
I
this
know.
man's behalf. And then, I mean, this comment has 2 sides to it.
Okay.
There's also the fact that when we say that we've done good, we expect a kind of reward, saying that because
Thank you.
Because we've done something, this should be the kind of way this person should compensate me. And that just stems from this entitlement mentality we speak about. We just say that it's a rapper, you know. We don't see it as entitlement mentality, but when we unravel it, we see that it is still this entitlement mentality that is inside
Flesh and blood.
Before I say Yoruba again, that is inside.
Yeah, I love it.
That entitlement mentality.
It's not nice.
It's so prevalent. You cannot even post a picture of you looking nice on your WhatsApp.
this
People
is
will say, bless
Send me,
me
yes.
now. Send me something now. You cannot even celebrate your wins in peace because people feel that they are entitled to what you
How
have.
can you be prospering inside
Exactly.
poverty?
But
And
the jealousy
they don't
that
what
even
she even
understand.
spoke about is different. Is that whenever people do basic human kindness, like I help you, you are expecting that you should be rewarded. Is it your money? You took money, you found money, you returned it, and then you're expecting you'll be rewarded for doing normal good. Like, okay, so I should be rewarded for washing the plates.
exactly.
I should be rewarded for driving my car on the right side of the road. Because everybody is doing the wrong thing does not mean that the right thing, it should be acknowledged. Not like we are celebrating. It should be the norm. People should see things on the floor and return it. But
Willingly,
yes,
not because
you
of what
cannot
is
expect something
when a
else.
security man passes,
upside down.
We'll now
That's
start
why
celebrating.
we
We celebrate it,
It's
but not
good.
reward.
Right. Let's quickly
acknowledge.
take Clementina from Ikpaja. Clementina, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Uh,
Right. Go ahead.
I would have returned the money, but I would not expect that I will be insulted with, over returning that kind of money. What those associations have done is to insult that young man.
How?
Having responsibility at that age, they would have given him 4 million or even half of a million. Let them contribute money, maybe 1 million, to add to whatever he's doing now to have to value to his life, rather than devaluing his life. They are not appreciating what he has done. It's like having a more, problem to his life in this day and age. Yoruba people call those kind of women Yawo Sara, the Muslim Yoruba. They call them Yawo Sara. And they give that to people that are wealthy, people that can afford to take care of those kind of women. Not a young man that is just coming, that's just coming out and has, with the way the story is.
Well, they will say that he has gotten 400,000 and another tricycle, so he has 2 tricycles now. So, and another 100K. So perhaps they feel that.
Will that even take care of a woman that take less of 2 women? They should not add to his problem. If he's not married yet, they should not add to his problem. They should leave him with, what they are giving him and let him sort his life out.
Right. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clementina.
Kano Matchmaking Society. They were just being nice, so they only gave him what they had. It's not. It is what they have.
It's not everybody that is understanding with them like you.
Don't criticize them like that. We know that, yes, it's not for women that he needs at this point. But they're just saying that we too, as everybody is giving and giving and giving.
But
they have something that...
Is it purpose that you
because they want to appreciate the boy.
Uh-uh.
For him to
Must
not say
appreciation,
that he does not want.
Must appreciation always be financial? You know, we're living in the world that everything is
everything must not be financial. That was why I said you can give him scholarship. You can give him anything.
I had someone that worked with me in my office, and I really appreciated the guy. When he was leaving, people, they were saying, what do we do? What do we do? I gave a certificate of acknowledgement. And while I saw his appreciation, I know people would have preferred if he had given envelope with money inside it. But I have given you an acknowledgement of your contribution because I appreciate you. Appreciation doesn't have to be financial. Acknowledgement doesn't have to be financial. In this country now, if you advise somebody, it's not enough until you add money.
Yes, sir.
And if you have not given the person money, you are not kind. And that's the mindset that is getting more people into seeing someone giving you 400K, yes, and saying that how can you give me just 400?
If you had misplaced the
you
whole
want
thing.
for the money, Abi.
All right, let's hear El Kasim's perspective to this matter. He's calling from Jos. El Kasim, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, ladies.
Thank you.
I must admit that you have a very important program this morning.
Thank you.
And also admit to the fact that you present yourself to be admirable, tempting people to listen to your conversation.
Thank you.
Which is very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Regarding the topic for this morning, I want to urge every listener to take cognizance to what kind of society are we and the system we have. So James mentioned something regarding the reward, which is a motivation. Returning something does not mean you have a right or part of that particular returning item. But looking at the kind of society and the dominant perception is a lot of Nigerians will not return that money.
Right.
So what are you going to do to encourage others that may come across this line? Is to motivate them to know that whatever you do, there's a reward, not only by God, but admiring your courage to step forward and return that particular item. And coming forward with 4 wives, I think a lot of people think he lost his wife and he needs another. But have they thought about how compatible they will be? You see, a woman should not be thrown to a man like a bag of rice. Believe me, they need to understand each other so as they will live together and have a wonderful family. So they need to be compatible, have each other understanding, because his wife left him because he returned money. That means they were not compatible. They were not taking in the same line. She needs to motivate him. As you people used to say, behind every successful man, there is a woman.
Right.
That's the successful part, to be honest and maintain integrity. And she chooses to walk away.
Thank you, El Kasim. But we know that in situations like this, whether your compatibility is not something that is put forward, when people are doing, it's something you call arranged marriage. They don't care whether you are compatible, whether you love the person. The major thing is get together. That is what we are after at the end of the day. And there's so much.
The topic I went to is really, really pinching me.
That
when we talk about giving good, when we talk about doing good, this entitlement mentality is why I would feel like because I have been kind to Oyedami and because I'm kind to her and she did not reward me, she's a bad person.
But because of the society we found ourselves, like he mentioned, that how do you perhaps encourage others? That is the essence of saying you are rewarding good, so to speak. This society we found ourselves, it's not enough to acknowledge. I know they'll say Ijebu and all of those things.
She had to go there.
But I just feel...
I think that peace of mind is overrated. We sometimes think that, I go do am, nothing go happen. Have you lost your sleep some nights? It is that because you know that you are free. I mean, even social media comments. Last one.
I think you mean the opposite. Peace of mind is underrated.
It's underrated. Let me go again. Peace of mind is underrated.
Hey, let me tell you. Some people will tell you that I can buy sleep.
You can't buy because when we talk about this man now, and we say that if he didn't return the money, sometimes
time up. Okay, peace of mind is
you have
underrated.
to end the conversations.
You can buy sleep, but now we have to end this conversation.
Because
now
that objectification of women.
I stopped talking. I stopped talking.
No time.
Intentional advocacy, because you find girls go to Yaba, pulling them, say my type, my color, my skin. We need to start putting out that advocacy that
you would have said this one since.
I wanted to highlight that example.
All right.
We did not put
Thank you very much. It's time to off your mic right now.